Hey, how's it going everyone? I'm White Pointer and this is just going to be a quick video as a follow-up to a video I did last year where I investigated crash bugs in Donkey Kong 64. In that video, I detailed how I actually uncovered a previously undocumented crash bug, and one that was reliably reproducible at that. With some help and knowledge from DK64 technical expert Balam, we were able to diagnose exactly what was causing the crash. It was reproducible on original hardware, as well as every single software emulator and even FPGA devices like the Analog 3D. Well, you might have noticed that Donkey Kong 64 has recently been added to the Nintendo Switch Online service, and there's been some questions, like this one from Trad Thomas 8645, that have been wondering if this version of the game also crashes in the same way. Even though I said I was done with DK64 after I made that video, I'm a sucker for punishment I guess, because I decided to jump in once again and see if the crash still happens. If you haven't seen that video yet, I would suggest you go and check it out if you want to get the full story behind this, but here's the short version. In the second half of the game, there is a level called Fungi Forest, and in this area, there is a challenge where Diddy needs to fly in his jetpack to follow an owl as it flies around a big tree. You need to fly through the rings it leaves behind while also staying as close as you can. Fall too far behind and you'll fail and need to retry. It's a lot trickier than it might seem due to how Diddy's jetpack controls aren't exactly designed for precision flying like this. I discovered that if you fail and retry this enough times in a row, the game eventually crashes. This is due to a bug in the way the game handles the controllers for the cutscenes that trigger when you fail the challenge and choose to retry. This results in them not being cleaned up properly between attempts, which eventually overloads the actor array. Make sure you watch that video if you want the detailed explanation of what's actually going on. Importantly, this is an internal bug in the game's code, so I was reasonably confident that it would also happen in the NSO version, unless Nintendo actually modified the source code of the game and tried to fix it, and I couldn't really think of a reason why they would do that. I seriously doubted they even knew this bug existed in the game unless they somehow saw my video, and even if they did, do they actually still have the game's source code? There have actually been some changes made to this version through the usage of Lua scripts, mostly to artificially introduce lag to fix some timing issues. I'll leave a link to a list compiled by Balam on Blue Sky in the description if you're interested. Nevertheless, I've fired up the Nintendo 64 NSO games on my Switch 2 and once again entered the world of Donkey Kong 64. I needed to play the game up to Fungi Forest, which is the 5th main level in the game, but armed with the knowledge I gained from making the previous video, I only did the bare minimum to get there, and honestly didn't take me too long. So I got to the owl, initiated the challenge, and then deliberately failed it over and over again. And did it eventually crash? You bet it did! Just as reliably as always. What I found interesting about this case is that NSO handles the crash more gracefully than the Wii U Virtual Console did. That version just completely froze the entire console with a loud buzzing sound, forcing a hard power off and back on. Whereas Switch Online simply throws an error and then closes the NSO software. It doesn't tell you what the error was. It doesn't even give you an error code. It just says the software has closed because an error occurred, but at least the whole console doesn't lock up. I did turn on the game stack trace function before attempting this, but unfortunately, this system level error screen gets thrown before it can be displayed. I think it's safe to assume it's the same issue though. So there you go, that answers that question. If you watched that previous video and were wondering if the same crash happens on NSO, the answer is yes, it does. Maybe you can give it a try yourself if you're bored. Give me a thumbs up if you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe, thanks for watching and see you next time.